kid.
But ain't nobody said about the kid, though.
If somebody did say somebody
No, she said very clearly, she's talking about the wife. She's not talking about the children.
No, she said child. She said child.
She said child. She said child. She said Martell needs a DNA test.
Martell needs to go get a test.
That's what I didn't hear.
Why are you talking about it then?
If you want to mention somebody other than who you talking to, I think I'm talking about what I want to say. Hey, man, get your hand down. Get your hand down. Get your hand down. Get your hand down.
What really happened to Martell Holt? The shocking truth behind the crash. A few days ago, something terrifying happened just outside Huntsville, Alabama. Martell Holt, best known from Love and Marriage, Huntsville, was involved in a devastating high-speed car crash. His luxury SUV smashed into a concrete barrier with such force that the front end was completely destroyed. First responders said it was one of the worst accidents they'd ever seen. Right now, Martell is in a medically induced coma. He hasn't woken up, and doctors are watching him around the clock, hoping for signs of improvement. At first, it seemed like just another tragic accident until the details stopped making sense. The crash happened on a straight, wide-open stretch of highway. It was daylight. There were no weather problems. And oddly, when emergency crews arrived, they noticed something strange: there were no skid marks. Martell didn't try to brake, steer away, or avoid anything. It was as if he didn't see the barrier at all, or something stopped him from reacting.
Because I know several women you've been with.
Right.
I know several women you've been with.
So here's the difference.
And I would suggest you stop talking so much about my.
What made you lose respect for me? Because what you're saying right now isn't even true. So I'm up here telling you what the truth is, and you still say that you have no respect for me. So I'm saying, okay, it must be something deeper.
Martell is an experienced driver. So how does someone like him completely lose control of his vehicle on a clear, empty road? That's when things started to get deeper. Investigators began digging into traffic footage, hoping to piece together what happened just before the wreck. What they found only led to more questions. In surveillance clips from earlier that day, Martell's SUV was seen driving normally through town. But in every video, one thing stood out: a black Mercedes G-Wagon was following him. Not just once or twice, but every single time his car appeared, that G-Wagon was behind it, keeping a consistent distance. It weaved in and out of traffic, never falling far behind, almost like it was deliberately tracking him.
To say in all your interviews,
I don't have a lot to say.
Every time he opens his mouth to say something about Marcel, he can be talking about.
I never said about you. What you talking about?
Marcel knows about Martell, and Martell ain't gonna like that. But Martell, his family, what's going on, and all this stuff.
I know about you.
His text
Your
messages,
family.
his text messages, all the things he sent me about his girl, about who his girl's messing
Who's
with.
my girl? I don't have a girl.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I ain't had a girl in 4 or 5 years. I go get my phone. You bring out your bring up my.
What the hell is about to happen here?
This wasn't just a coincidence. Investigators confirmed that the G-Wagon was spotted on multiple cameras, staying right on Martell's tail for a long stretch of time, up to 15 minutes continuously. Then, minutes before the crash, both vehicles vanished from view. The area where the accident occurred had no traffic cameras, so no one saw exactly what happened next. Just when the investigation started hitting a dead end, a woman came forward with shocking new information. She didn't want to be identified, but her account matched the timeline and the vehicle details perfectly. She told police that she was a few cars behind the black G-Wagon and Martell's SUV when it all happened. According to her, everything seemed normal until the G-Wagon suddenly swerved, sped up, and cut in front of Martell's SUV. She said it happened so fast that Martell's car jerked to the side, lost control, and smashed head-on into the barrier. The sound was like an explosion. She nearly pulled over herself, she was so shaken. But what disturbed her most? The G-Wagon never stopped. It didn't even slow down. It kept going, no signs of damage.
There's nothing that Martell's gonna bring out the phone. That's actually gonna show
It
it.
is.
Show what you gotta show.
Show it.
Show it. Show what you gotta show.
Just show it.
No.
I'm
got your woman
about to go.
He the one talking about my family. What the talking
Show
about?
what you got in your phone.
You show what you was talking about. What you talking about?
Between me and you. Yeah.
This is a conversation between me, you, and her.
Okay, show it.
Please show it.
Oh,
Show it.
show it.
Nobody said
Please show it.
show it. I don't care. I don't
Why
want
you talking to me
7
then?
years
Hey,
ago,
hey,
you was like,
why you talking
we
to me?
got proof. I said, show your proof.
Hey,
We
still ain't
ain't got
got
no proof. Don't hold this over my head. Hey, I got something.
No hesitation, and disappeared down the road. Even more suspicious, she said it had no license plates. Not on the front. Not on the back. Nothing. That's highly unusual for such an expensive car. She believed whoever was driving didn't want to be identified. Her testimony changed everything. Suddenly, it wasn't just a question of what went wrong. It became a matter of who was responsible. Then came the twist no one expected. An anonymous tip pointed investigators towards someone familiar to all love and marriage fans, Marcel Scott. According to the tip, a black G-Wagon had recently been purchased by Marcel just weeks before the crash.
You know that Martell, we've done. It just make me feel that you don't care about your marriage.
No, Martell, we don't care about your words. So, feel free.
For what?
Because you think that you have something that can damage my marriage.
Oh no, I don't care if it damage your marriage or not.
Please
I don't
try.
care. I don't. If
Please
it ain't even
try.
about trying.
I'm begging you.
It just I beg you time and time again
No, my thing is
to
that
hush.
I'm not going to hush. I'm not going to tread lightly.
You just let me know.
Right.
You let everybody know how
Right.
slow your wife is,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
It hadn't been registered yet, which could explain the missing plates. Though Marcel hasn't been arrested, he was brought in for questioning. The news spread fast, and speculation exploded online. Why would Marcel's name be tied to Martell's accident? Fans quickly connected the dots. Martell and Marcel weren't just castmates, they were longtime friends, business partners, and even like brothers once. But over the last few seasons, tension between them had grown. Their on-screen drama spilled into real life as allegations, personal attacks, and behind-the-scenes conflicts mounted. Martell's cheating scandal strained the group. Then rumors about Marcel's alleged affairs surfaced. What started as petty jabs turned into heated arguments and real resentment. Many say the two hadn't spoken much off camera in recent weeks. So, when news broke that a black G-Wagon was involved in Martell's crash and that Marcel had recently bought a vehicle matching that description, fans lost it. People started comparing camera stills with old photos of Marcel's G-Wagon. Social media lit up with theories. That wasn't a random accident, one tweet read. That car was following him like it was hunting him. On Instagram, another user posted, "Own better not try to cover this up. We deserve answers." The pressure built. Even law enforcement began to dig deeper. Sources say detectives are now reviewing GPS data from both Martell's and Marcel's vehicles. If Marcel's G-Wagon was in the area at the time, and if his phone pinged nearby cell towers, that could be enough to place him at the scene. They're also reviewing footage from nearby homes and businesses to track the G-Wagon's movements before and after the crash. Investigators are inspecting Marcel's car, checking for scratches, dents, or paint marks that could match damage from Martell's SUV. So far, Marcel hasn't made any public statements. And neither has the network, OWN. Not a tweet. Not a post. Not even a thoughts and prayers for Martell. Silence. Behind the scenes, production on Love and Marriage, Huntsville has reportedly paused. The cast is divided. Some want to speak out in support of Martell. Others are afraid that saying the wrong thing could lead to legal trouble. The craziest part? The current season was already building toward a major showdown between Martell and Marcel. Their real-life feud is now front and center in a way no one expected. The big question is, will producers air the truth or try to keep it off camera? Right now, all we know is this. Martell Holt is still in a coma. A black G-Wagon with no plates was following him. That same model of car was recently purchased by Marcel Scott. And a growing number of people believe what happened that day wasn't just an accident. This is no longer just a reality TV storyline. It's a real-life mystery, full of betrayal, unanswered questions, and possible danger. And until Martell wakes up and tells his side of the story, we're left waiting and guessing. What do you think happened that day on the highway? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next twist in this unbelievable story. This isn't just gossip anymore, this could change everything. So here we are, at the edge of what might be one of the most shocking real-life turns we've seen tied to a reality TV star. Martell Holt, a man who's been in the spotlight for years, is now at the center of a mystery that's far more serious than any on-screen drama. And honestly, the deeper we dig, the more unsettling it becomes. Let's take a breath and think about everything we've just walked through together. A man is lying in a hospital bed in a coma. Not from a heart attack. Not from some illness. But from a brutal car crash that no one saw coming and that no one can fully explain. One moment, he was driving down a clear highway. The next, his vehicle was crumpled against a concrete barrier with absolutely no attempt to brake, no warning signs, and no reason he should have lost control. Then we find out a mysterious black G-Wagon was tailing him for nearly 15 minutes through traffic, staying close, never falling behind. That's not casual driving. That's not coincidence. That's something else entirely. Now let's add in the witness. A regular woman, not seeking fame or attention, just someone who happened to be in the wrong place at the right time. Her story was detailed. Her fear felt real. And what she said shook everything, that the G-Wagon sped up, cut in front of Martell's SUV, and moments later, he crashed. And then the G-Wagon? It just kept going. No plates. No stopping. No hesitation. If this was just a freak accident, it wouldn't feel this deliberate. But it does. And that's what makes this story so haunting. Then came the bombshell tip. Someone reaches out anonymously and says that G-Wagon belongs to Marcel Scott. Yes, that Marcel. The same man who was once Martell's friend. His business partner. His co-star. His so-called brother. And just like that, this story shifted from a scary incident to a full-blown investigation. Because now, there's motive. There's history. And there might even be evidence. Think about it. Marcel had tension with Martell for years. Their friendship fell apart on camera. Viewers saw the jabs, the shade, the arguments. But what we didn't see, apparently, was just how far that tension may have gone. Detectives are now digging through GPS logs, surveillance footage, and phone data to confirm whether Marcel's G-Wagon was in the area that day. And if it was, and if the witness is telling the truth, that changes everything. Let me be clear, Marcel hasn't been charged with anything. He was only questioned. But the silence around this case is louder than any words. OWN, the network behind Love and Marriage, Huntsville, hasn't said a thing. Not one public message of support for Martell. No updates. No press release. And if you've been watching reality TV for long, you know that's weird. Networks are usually quick to show support for cast members going through crises. But here? Nothing. Meanwhile, fans are doing their own digging. People are zooming in on video stills, comparing license plates, paint colors, body styles. Social media is flooded with theories, suspicions, and flat-out accusations. One thing everyone seems to agree on? This story is not over. And that brings us here to this moment, where we need to start asking the harder questions. If this wasn't an accident, then what was it? Was Martell targeted? Was it road rage? Revenge? A warning? And if Marcel really is connected, what drove him to that point? Could their reality show conflict have spilled over into something much more dangerous? These aren't just dramatic theories anymore. Investigators are treating this seriously. And they should, because someone's life is on the line. Martell is still unconscious. He can't defend himself. He can't share what he remembers. And until he wakes up, the truth stays buried in silence. We'll be reading everything, because your voice matters in this conversation. And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this unfolding story. This isn't just gossip. This is real life. A man is fighting for his survival. And we owe it to him and to the truth to keep watching, questioning, and holding people accountable. Because what happens next could change everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for caring about the story behind the headlines. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never stop asking questions.